Hello, friends, and welcome back to Gaming the Game. I'm Matt, and this is our second episode. We'll be focusing on Hollow Knight, a 2017 game produced by Team Cherry. It's rated E10. Hollow Knight is a 2D Metroidvania action-adventure game that has focuses on melee combat with enemies, as well as exploration and the occasional boss fight. Something that I wanted to discuss was my thoughts on the narrative. I think it's interesting, but it's a little sparse. Kind of vague, but in a good way. It's a really nice way to hook you in, or at least it hooked me in. You don't exactly know what you're doing, but you keep seeing a light in the dark that leads you to this next little crumb of lore. They show, not tell, when it comes to who you are, where you are, and what exactly you're doing here. It's a good example of a Metroidvania. In terms of tone, it has a very lost feel. It's a bit decayed, everything's old, but you can tell that this kingdom was at one point very majestic. There's decrepit statues everywhere, old towns, kingdoms. This kind of ties in as well with the audio. The music is very slow and melancholic. It has a lot of piano and strings. I can play some of that for you right now as well. Now, speaking of sound, I also wanted to discuss the sound editing in this game. I really think it's interesting how much attention to detail they put into exactly how everything should sound. Your footsteps sound quite different based on what surface you're walking on. Collectibles have sounds that call out to you and lead you to them. There are these little grubs in jars that you can rescue, but only if you're able to follow the sound of their crying back to where they actually are. Um, Sometimes there's big, dangerous enemies that you can hear before you can see them because of how loud their footsteps are or how they growl or whatever. There's a really interesting NPC that you meet in the game. He's a map maker named Cornifer. And it's always a good idea when you run into him because he can create more of your map and help you realize where you are and where to go next. But you can only find him because you hear him humming, so you're able to follow the humming and know where he is, and you can find him and buy more maps from him. Next, I wanted to discuss the strength of the graphics in this game. The characters and the environments are hand-drawn beautifully with very strong line work, but the thing that stuck out to me the most was the color contrast that you find in this world. A lot of this world is very gray, whether it's the enemies or the ground you're standing on or the background vista that you're looking at. A lot of it is gray, but always you can find some color somewhere, whether it's these green vines or these glowing pink crystals in the caves or the blue water of the lake or the orange bile that you have to not step on. There's always some really nice color design going on somewhere in there, and it's very eye-catching in my opinion. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be spending a lot of hours playing Hollow Knight. If you like the game, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.